dokie. Clickety, clickety, clickety. I keep forgetting my mic picks all that up. Whoops. And now we hope Softie actually shows up, I guess. We hope Softie actually shows up, I guess. Huzzah! Huzzah! Hello, Dry. Hello, Dry. Curious if Softie is going to be playing Fortune or not. And if they are, I'm fine with it. I need practice. Yep, okay. Should probably mute the stream, huh? Like, oh, it was probably echoing on stream. I'm so sorry. Are you serious, man? That's mighty unfortunate. What the hell happened there? Are you serious? Bro, what in the world? That... Why did that drop? That's embarrassing. Oh, that goes... Yeah, that does go through. That's mighty unfortunate. I can just be patient. That's awkward. I love how I say I can be patient, then I decide to land on them with a button. Okay. Oh, my push block. Grip, grip, grip. Yeah, fair. Oh, that dead spots, really? That didn't air throw? I think they've figured it out. Oh, I dropped! No! I'm not dead, but... Cheat! It's projectile immune, and it puts her far enough behind. I hate that. Okay. And yes, 'tis local gaming. I don't think I can afford to play slow in this matchup yet. Softie's running at me as if I can zone them. I thought I hit her fast enough to disable Robo. Okay, they go for the dead zone a lot. Understood. We just mixing it full and dizzy? Okay. Wait. I challenged it too late. What? Heck your assist, but heck me. No! just did it to me. So you're telling me there's a chance? Ah, goddammit. Tier keeps me safe. Yep. Oh, wow. Just high enough. Okay. I need to stop pillaring as much. They're already expecting it. Wait, my controller. What the hell is going on? It's just been doing this every now and then randomly. We good? Okay, yeah, we're good. That was whack. I need to figure out why that's happening. Oh, my push block. That's cute. Yep. Wait. No! Get her in here. Could have routed that better and killed without meter, but really? I'm a little upset. My toes. Okay. I'm dead. Yep. Ah. I don't know why I thought the monster would stay and I couldn't convert off of that level 3. It goes away when she gets hit. I could have egret and converted, won the game. Oh my god. Yeah, that's how that works. No! Oh man. Not near. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. Jeez. Okay. And as of right now, Ruby, it's just me. Haven't really bothered anyone. The hope was I'd already have games for today, but I just couldn't get anyone earlier in the day, so. No! Oh, I didn't need to. I really didn't think that would kill. Oh, that's an American reset. And that's a drop. That reached that far. Okay. And I think Softie didn't tech there, has he? I think I was late, but I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to. I definitely felt I messed up something there. No. Got my backdash. Grippy. I'm gonna just do this. Oh, okay. I needed a pillar there. Yeah, if they're too far away, jumping heavy punch works. Anything can hit magnet as long as you're not like... Okay, I should just need to stop going for that reset right now. Die. Oh! I forgot. Wait, my alpha or absolute card. Not alpha counter. Damn. Oh, no. Okay, I'm dead. Yep, there we go. I had it, and then I panicked because of the level 3 timer. Okay. What the hell is going on with my controller, man? Nice. Yeah. By bikes. Cool. There we go. I almost dropped that again. I'm delaying the sweep too much. That's not what I wanted. I wanted backdash. Oh, that's... Oops. Oh. Where'd my push block go? Just into the void. No! Oh my god, that's the second burst bait I've dropped the punish of. That's not good. I really just didn't punish that. Granted, that burst bait I wasn't expecting, but... I wanted launcher there, but I got stunned heavy punch. They're actually reacting to that. Wow. Okay. That's wild. Yeah, that's fair. Oh my god, the one time I went for the standing low. The one time I went for the standing low, they reacted to it. Oh no! I was so confident in that. I thought they were just gonna default stand block after my jab restance. I thought they had learned. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. That crossed me up. There we go. Okay. Speaking of Softie sweating, Ruby. That one. Oh, they didn't do the double side switch. I was so convinced. Any double who dashes that early always does the double side switch. Oh, I've been had. Softie's just reacting to that. What? Who? No. You're... Oh my god. I didn't get my shot. I'm very mad. I didn't get my dash. My heavy counter hit. I can also push block you out. I'm not the only one weak to push blocks. Oh, you knew, but your assist ruined you there. That's not the route. Mighty unfortunate. Mighty unfortunate. You had the right read and everything. M-Bomber just... M-Bomber did M-Bomber things. So... that tier. Oh my god, I didn't think it was gonna do that. Caught my backdash. That hit me from that far away. Okay. I did not think Fortune Jab would actually hit me there. This is gonna hurt, but I'm probably gonna get snapped after this. Yep. Not a great position to be in. Need to be opened up at least one more time, though. Wait, I was blocking high. Oh man. Okay. Well, that's a that's certainly a choice for your first chat. I'll just leave it at that. I wanted backdash, my guy. That's not. God, these routes are so bad, and this isn't versus a duo or a trio, so. Oh wow, I didn't get the land cancel. I really thought I would. Heck, your assist. No, Parasol. Why? My level 3? Okay. I misinput a level 3. Sick. Oh, fastball. Okay. Don't scare me like that, Baghdad. Oh, that was a good air throw. They always go... I didn't get my bikes after the debt. Ah, man. This ain't great. Oh, I should have up forwarded, not up backed. No. Your too far away. You have the read, but... No! What? That's not a snap? Oh, I panicked. I fat fingered too many buttons. I'm so sad. I finally timed that right for once in my life. Oh my god. No, I didn't up back in time. Okay. I have no idea what that was supposed to be. My pillar! Oh no. It's only gonna hit your assist, but... I could have level 3'd and killed them both. Oh, I didn't think I had that much meter. I didn't need to use meter to kill here. At the end of the day, it won't matter, but... That was so many throws in a row. I just wasn't quite aware. Hey, Yo-Yo. That's not a backdash. That's what I get for reading chat at round start. I did not space that right, and Softie spaced that one. No, okay, they're starting the fast fall. They know. Ba-da-da. I didn't get my Suki cancel. No! Oh, I thought I had time. I thought I was being clever. Okay. GG's. That was a whack set. A two-man raid? Or a single-man raid? Oh no, what will I ever do? Blocks assist. Oh, an actual raid. Okay, that's what I get for talking shit. Fair enough. I, I was on my phone talking with Softie, and I look up and all of a sudden, nah, I didn't. I really didn't. I just saw two first-time chats and "this is a raid" and thought someone was taking a piss, but no, they're taking the piss. God, I'm tired, man. But yeah. There we go. I'm a pessimist and a skeptic by nature, I'm sorry. I appreciate the raid, thank you very much. But yeah. For a 17 game first to 10, that actually was kind of short. But yeah. My one takeaway from that set was how the hell does Softie react to her standing high-low? I've timed people out with solos before. I don't know. It's, yeah. Stuff can hit the fan really quickly. Softie is the only person I've played that actually reacts to it. Once I stopped autopiloting from jab restands high and went to low, and they started blocking both consistently, I was just like, oh, well, okay. This isn't my game plan anymore. Like, yes, it's technically reactable, but to do it consistently is a lot with everything else that's going into, like, the mental stack. Yeah, I mean, that's why I just started going low shot. Well, so, when I say restand, I should clarify. This is something I do in neutral to check people either standing or just about to land. I jab, forcing them to block, and then I just go right into 4 heavy kick. Because I know they'll be standing by the time it lands. And very few people react to it. Some people catch on that I almost always go for 4 heavy kick after the jab, which is when I can start doing 2 MK or 6 MP. But yeah, but let's actually look at the set when we're not playing it and see what thoughts I have. Yeah, jab. Backdash, get the fortune off me. Play my spacing game. Fucking air throw, man. That's too far away for that to work. Yeah, what am I doing in neutral? Yeah, the last hit crossed up. And I didn't even push block. Yeah, the incoming... The 6 heavy punch was supposed to be... button dash. This drop pissed me off. I was upset. But yeah. That round was more or less kind of what I'm looking to do. I don't know. I don't know how that crossed up. That's why I was so... I don't want to go all the way through this to see. Well, there wasn't even a land camp. Okay, whatever. Oh wait, no, this is the second match. Whoops. Yeah, I'm too far away for that. Did I push block it here? No, I didn't push block. Yeah, I restood. I'm furious. You're right, Yo-Yo. I didn't think I actually restood. What in the world? I am upset. That's so dumb. Can someone clip that, please? I had a fair amount of weird drops this set, Yo-Yo. I mean, I'm also pretty rusty. I haven't really been playing for the past week, which isn't the greatest excuse. Okay, so that's a jumping light kick moment. If I'm pressing it, I probably shouldn't be pressing it there if I'm that late to the air. And I should not be dropping burst bait punishes. Empty hop. Got him. Incoming setups with L egret? How does L egret help you with incoming? Or are you talking about after the det using egret instead of shot? Because I guess I could do that, but is that really that much better? Yeah. Okay, I need to go back a bit. I wasn't actually paying attention to the game. That's awkward. Drop. Just hit him with the overhead. Kind of just doing solo things. Actually, okay, so here I give them a little too much space. I should be stand heavy punching instead of jabbing right here. That's a stand heavy punch range. I've been getting a little bit worse about using stand heavy punch, and I want to start putting it in my play more again. Play mid-range, sun up full screen, do the lame things. Parafukua, Lamau. Can't M-egret that. I didn't recognize what clone it was in time. Should I be using M-egret here? I might get jumping heavy kicked. It's a close call, but fair enough. But yeah, I just didn't get my re-jump there, which is why that route was a little scuffed. But yeah, I'm starting to notice my spacing is getting a lot better. Especially, okay, so we're trying to pharma as best I can. There definitely is. Yeah, I'm not gonna point out I dropped a combo also because it was a major thing I noticed while playing. It was like I dropped some really bad stuff. And so I'm more focused on neutral, and I always have been with my VoD reviews in particular. I don't even want to blame it on Annie or like the game. I know I'm just trolling half the time. My inputs are not clean in the slightest. But yeah. Definitely seeing a lack of stand heavy punch that I want to see more of. I'm jabbing a little bit too much when stand heavy punch would be better. I remember to start pulling out crouch heavy punch versus the Robo. Didn't use it effectively. I was a little too antsy with it. Could have choked down more space first, because I was just assuming Softie was going to be dumb and land on me with a button, which they're a good player. They're not going to autopilot into that. And I mean, that's a little further down. I'm not entirely, like, I'm not seeing any other major issues right now. I would not say I'm an expert, Navi. Okay, this. How did I get hit here? I just let them... Oh, I took it... Right. I didn't realize the M-egret was gone. I need to be aware of when my M-egret won't cover me. Holding all this because I'm at full and dizzy. I'm okay with that. Blocks, blocks. Back to full screen. Doing shenanigans. Although the one point I should probably be considering is, while I'm okay being full screen for a little bit, I think in the long game I lose versus H-beam Kua, purely because I don't have an assist. I'm a little bit too afraid to contest anything when Robo's beam is on. I've been noticing that, and I noticed it during this set. I was kind of paralyzed. I wasn't willing to just block it enough and then absolute guard after, especially. I did a little bit. Honestly, so One of my preferred ways to deal with H-beam is honestly just ME grid it. And so, if I had routed better, I wouldn't have needed sniper to kill there. But because of the way I routed, I landed, I restood them with stand heavy punch and had no Indizzy left, so I had the sniper to kill. And Bikes is either a lot tighter or not possible after a restand after stand heavy punch, so I went for sniper. Oh, you see, I don't have an assist yo-yo. Okay, I need to, because I choked out space of the yo-yo of the robo, and then I just got a hit. Okay, I could have converted off that. I really didn't believe the jumping heavy punch was gonna hit. That was a really bad drop. It really depends on what the robo's doing. That was a bad decision for multiple reasons. I thought I could go for it because they didn't have meter to car afterwards, but Flesh Step at that range, projectile invuln, and we'll put them well far enough behind where anyone would actually hit them. And so I kind of committed to the option way too early and then didn't react to what was actually happening. I should have probably pillared and then gone into level 3. But yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, no, I definitely will H-toss versus a robo, but forcing them to dodge a tier also causes them to stop doing things. Yeah, but if I had pillared then level 3'd, I would have been fine. I shouldn't have gone into raw level 3. It's just not great there. I committed to it way too early without taking stock of the situation. And I definitely got blown up, especially at the start of the set, for mashing a little bit too much without thinking. Softie got really smart about recognizing, okay, this dunce is a lunatic. Let me just bait this. Neutral. Dash up, get a hit. Yep. I was trying to press, especially 2 MP a lot more, but it just wasn't. Okay. And again, here is a good range to be stand heavy punching. I'm not doing it enough, especially to choke out space in the corner. It does get you push blocked out sometimes, but I'm just not using it as much as I would like to. I don't know if para 2 HP low profile is HPM. My assumption would be no, but I could be wrong. Does 5HK low profile it? I don't know, but they did it multiple times, so I'm assuming they just abused the dead zone. But I don't know if the jumping heavy kick is going to hit if I'm just blocking and not pillaring. Didn't get my shot there. Hit the assist. Bonk. No conversion, yeah. I think I'm a little too content to stay far away from the robo. We'll see. Yeah, DP assist behind it. Oh yeah, it was this game I was starting to get. Have fun, Yo-Yo. Okay. Oh, this is where my controller was acting up. There we go. Got caught backdashing. Mix. Let's block out. Didn't actually get a punish on that, which is kind of bad. I'm reacting to it, but I'm not punishing it after, which is a bit rough. So upset that that worked for Softie. Not gonna lie. Yeah, okay, so here... Waited for the shot, did that, and then didn't actually punish afterwards. I don't know if that was the best choice. If I thought I saw a shot coming... I don't know if Sniper would be better there, though. I don't know if spending a meter there is correct. I'm in a rough spot either way. I just don't know if I can actually convert off of that level 3. Yeah. Hi, Tay.
Time to put on a show. Action.
Block, block. I think I could have jabbed earlier and actually punished. I mean, this game was kind of just got hit, get mixed, cry. Not really much to say about that game. Got Softie. Look, we don't question Softie's decisions on Fuqua. Softie knows best. No conversion. And that was like the one time I actually tried to use stand a heavy punch because I freaked out that I wasn't using it enough. Yeah. Put myself in the corner, that's really bad. No conversion. That's not a route at all. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was a whole lot of spaghetti. And this was just unfortunate. I'm also, okay, one thing I definitely need to pay attention to. And, whatchamacallit? My incomings are not the greatest. I've mistimed some of them, but the main issue is I almost always end up getting same side. Like, consistently. And I remember, like, the one time I actually got cross-up, I hit Softie. And so I need to work on timing my stuff a little bit better. And that's something I need to be thinking about. Because that has been a reoccurring issue. And for reference, Softie is they, them, Baghdad. But yeah. I enjoy playing them. Yeah, no, all good. You don't know. But yeah. One sec. Sorry guys, 1 second. No, I have not played only solo Parasol. So I played solo Soul when I was learning the game for the first 150 to 200 hours. And then I picked up the Kato and lost my mind trying to learn a new character. If you want to see the most tilted and like angry I've ever been, go find the chat logs and get great from that period of my life, because oh my god, that was not good. That was not good. But after that I played the Fortune Paraduo for a while, and I started experimenting in the trios. I'm not entirely going to remember the order. I think I thought Parasol was a problem for me, and so I ended up then going to Fortune Squiggly Eliza, which I still want to go back to that team. That team's a lot of fun and can do a lot of shenanigans. After Fortune Squiggly Eliza, which I didn't get much results with, I ended up reverting back to Fortune Para. After that, I decided to keep Eliza on the team. Went Parasol Eliza Fortune, or no, I went Eliza Fortune Para. I can't remember. And yeah, so then I dropped Eliza for Kua and was honestly pretty enjoying Fortune M Shadow Pillar, but I when I was at Frosty, and granted I was also kind of just tilted at Frosty because I was playing on a controller that wasn't mine, because at that time I still played on keyboard, which wouldn't work on PlayStation because I didn't have an adapter. But I just felt like I held my own much better on Solo Soul than playing my full trio. And after that, I decided I had wanted to commit to Solo Soul for a while. One, to see how I felt about it. Two, to work on her, because I wanted to get a lot better at the character. Even though she's my best character, I probably should have committed to another character, but I wanted to see what it was. I wanted to try it for a while again. And it's had middling results, but I also haven't been super tryharding. And I'm gonna rock it at least until, what's the name of the next event? Combo Breaker. And after Combo Breaker, I'll figure out what I'm doing. But right now, I'm honestly of the opinion, or of the mindset, that I'll probably keep up with it, but I will start learning, like, take the Mao route and kind of start practicing B&Bs for other characters on my on times where I'm not tryharding, just mess around trying and make teams. And so, like, right now in my backpack, I have a couple teams I'm interested in. I mentioned the Fortune Squiggly Eliza team, Para Robo. So yeah, Para H-Beam Axe seems really hilarious to me, and I kind of want to mess with that. Yeah, I don't have any opinions of Dahlia. I'll figure it out. Robo's fun, and she's good, and I have access to 2 really good Robo resources in Catpie and Graham, so I like playing her. My fingers don't. Her combos don't make sense to me, for now at least, but it might change if I put more time into her. I might mess around with like a P Fortune something team, because that seems shenanigans and broken. But yeah. Oh yeah, Silk. Completely. It's just because they're not CC and D. My brain just went straight to those two. But yeah, no, Silk's chill. Silk's a really good resource as well. And I mean, honestly, I can probably like ping PME at this point. I am a very reactive player. I don't know what you mean by that. My gameplay is shut down neutral with her good buttons, but I rely heavily on my defense in this game. But I don't know. That's how I've always thought about my play. I could be wrong, and it could have changed, honestly. I definitely needed to get much better about proactively shutting down space rather than trying to react to people once they're in it, but we'll see. I don't know. I could be dead wrong. I don't think all that much about how I play. Just typical neutral. I need to stop going for that mix until I lab it. I really want to get better at the H-Toss mix, but I need to spend time in the lab. I'm kind of choked in the corner. And this happened sometimes this set. And it's also kind of hard just because Kua Robo Lamau, but I could have used Emigrit and fought for space more or tried to super jump forward. Okay, I don't know about that snap. I could have pillared and then snapped the corpse. There was a way to launch the corpse. Okay, yeah, no, definitely not. In retrospect, if I'm in that situation, pillar. It'll launch the corpse, the dead corpse should be snappable, and then I can get the double in. Yeah. I think that was definitely a big mistake. And I thought Fuqua had less red health on her, so it wasn't actually... I could get punished if I don't get Fuqua in time, because I'm basically spending a bar to let them regen the same amount of red health regardless. And if so I jab a lot like that, especially when they're above my head. And I need to be, it is a much more braver thing to do. Or a much more brave thing to do. But I should try and stand heavy punch there a little bit more. It will get me stuffed and I need to do it sparingly, but jab there does absolutely nothing. So I need to work stand heavy punch more into my game. It was definitely lacking in this set. And that was, I needed to pillar. It's honestly not a bad anti-air. It's what, 16 frames startup and reasonably disjointed because Parasol? Sometimes it's awkward to convert off of, but I don't think it's that bad. Other Parasols think it's questionable. JP doesn't like it very much, for instance. But I think it's better than people give it credit for. Drop the combo. Yeah, no, it feels more awkward, but I think it's better than people give it credit for. I feel like it's overshadowed by 5 heavy punch, oftentimes. This was me panicking. I completely forgot they had the timer on them, and just exploded. Not much of a good point I can take away from that. Just, I needed to snipe as the saw was coming, and I realized it too late and kind of just went, oop. And this is just a rough spot. Emigrit again. I can't go for the predictive snipe. It's possibly gonna win me the game, but I don't know. There isn't really a good option there. Yeah, no, 2 heavy punch is faster than 5 heavy punch. It's a reasonably fast button, especially for how large it is. 16 frames is not bad. Stun heavy punch is 19 frames. And for reference, that's why I've been talking so much about the Eliza changes, because it puts her 5 heavy punch and 5 heavy kick in comparable frame data with Parasol's stand heavy punch. I think Eliza's stand heavy punch is 20 frames and stand heavy kick is 19, the exact same. I could be wrong about that, but it's close, and it makes this button so much more useful in neutral. And that's why I want to give Eliza another shot, because I might be able to play her a little bit more like I play Parasol. The one major difference is Eliza doesn't have Parasol's dash, which is why she's a lot harder to use for spacing. Parasol gets to cheat. Man, Parasol dash is so good. She's not. She's in a pretty good spot right now. It's just she's overshadowed. Oh, yeah, my stick was messing up again. She has an air dash for bad air buttons, so it's not the greatest. I would take Parasol movement over Eliza movement every day. But that's also just because I'm a Parasol player. Throw. Yeah, Cartouche's good. Messed up the mix. Unfortunate. Choking space. I don't need to up forward as often as I have been. My go-to is to up forward. I can stand heavy punch there. I can shoot another shot, which will... I am liable to get push blocked out, but I neutral hop a little bit too much. It's getting predictable. Okay, I need to pay attention. Why am I screwing up this neutral so bad? What was I pressing there? Dash block, choke off space. I tried to catch them pressing an air button, and I did there. I need to use jumping light kick more to air. I autopilot into jumping light punch too much. Yeah, I use L-Shot a lot. It's a pretty solid option overall. Yeah, I've been going for grab incoming a lot because I've been messing up the timing on the left-right stuff. I mean, yes, it's my default, but what would you rather me do? Because L-Shot is the thing that puts out something they actively have to deal with, and it's really hard for anyone to punish. If for instance, especially Softie was going for Clyde a whole lot more, which would blow me up at that ranges for L-Shot, I can start up backing L-Toss, jump light punch, and punish it. Yeah, I'm not running an assist. Like, it helps to be constantly putting out threats. If people are consistently dealing with it, I'll change it up, but there's... Softie wasn't using 2 heavy punch that much because I was using 2 medium kick, or 2 medium punch. 2 medium punch stuffs a lot of doubles ground pokes. I was using 2 medium punch a good amount. It's a really good way to shut down a lot of what double likes to do. It's a good way to shut down a lot of what everyone likes to do. It's a ludicrous button as long as someone's standing on the ground. Parasol is kind of cheating sometimes. Block, block, push block. Emigrit, give myself space. Again, that was a bit of a close call for an Emigrit. Send heavy punch and jab are better at dealing with air dashing. Because unless it's an IAD, the air dash will go over to medium punch. Hold those, block absolute guard out, get a heavy counter hit and drop the combo like a G. And then hit it this time just so I can do it. Yeah, I'm not saying my tiers are perfect. I do jab and shot when they're too close above my head. And that has been a major issue. And that's, again, me trying to get back to the point of I need to be using stand heavy punch a little bit more. Because those are the spots where I need to be looking to stand heavy punch rather than take out space that they're not in. And that's one of the major things I've noticed with my neutral in this set is it could use with a bit more 5 heavy punch sprinkled around. I should not have bikes there. Level 3 if I really want to keep myself safe, or I can just let it rock and see if they react in time. Yep. Snap. I should not have pressed a button there. I was not paying attention to the saw. And that was me not getting crouch heavy punch, I'm pretty sure. Again, my routing needs a good bit of work. I've never seen trade or tier trade as much as it did this set though. Felt like I was playing Peacock for a little bit. Yeah, then I kind of just I did another bad shot and got run down. But yeah. Major takeaways: 1, routing and combos and drops. That's kind of a given. And then incoming specifically, I knew she was too high. I needed to delay stuff, but I didn't for some reason. Again, this is great stunt heavy punch range. And I got crossed up there. Great. I want to see a little bit more stunt heavy punch. I need to be more cognizant of I shouldn't be L-shotting or jabbing when they're in diagonal space above my head. And I think, honestly, just thinking about those two things while I'm playing for the next week is a pretty good takeaway to improve my play. Those are already two pretty important things to think about.
Cameras rolling and showtime.
Unbelievable, you're not following me? I'm royalty in your community. No, you're good. Hit the assist, did it too late. I thought about it for too long. I play Parasol in a pretty particular way. I don't know if I'd encourage people to emulate me. That was an awful emigrant. I'm getting a little too antsy with those. I cannot doing it when they're running at me like that. That's another thing I need to be thinking about. Yeah, I'm not much of a thrower in general on Para. I just usually take the high-low. Go for the unscaled option. And I drop that like a G. I don't know where or why I started saying. That's so stupid. I honestly have no clue why I started saying that. It's literally just today. One thing I do a lot, actually, is dash up forward air throw, or land on you with air throw, if I think you're trying to chicken block. Those are the major times I throw a lot, and on incoming. And sometimes for corner mix. But I autopilot into forcing people to block Oftentimes it's a same side mid, sometimes it's crouch light kick, and then I'll do standing normals after, or command normals afterwards, to mess with them and see what happens. But again, I play with fire. In theory, I can get reversaled for a lot of the things I do. It's just annoying to do. Okay, how did I get hit? Oh, we just traded, and I wasn't expecting to trade, so I got crouch heavy punch. And I need to recognize that that tier's gonna mess that up. That's really annoying. We drop those. And again, I jabbed when someone was right above my head. It's not the look. Just hold that. Getting Fukua mixed. Thrown. Didn't absolute guard, thought I did. Explode. The song has grown on me a lot. I didn't really like it at first, honestly. Oh, there's Umbrella in the background. I didn't even notice that. Okay, I should actually focus on the game. Drop the mix. First thing I see. I don't know why I tried to low profile it with 2MK. I don't need to do that. That's a Parasol specific matchup thing. I was still kind of on the solo v trio mindset. Should have known that wouldn't kill. Yeah, that's true for a lot of background characters and maps. I literally just didn't know Umbrella was there. Never seen it before. I tried to do the funny Parasol stuff, but it didn't quite work. I dropped my level 3 input here, I remember that now. I know, the Parasol on the background of Annie's stage is adorable. I love that, like, with all of my heart, man. It's so cute. That Parasol specifically is just... Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right. Take you to the corner. Do Parasol things. Drop the combo. Oh, I don't even know about the one on Boardwalk. I really haven't paid attention to the background of Boardwalk. I'm not watching the game. I need to go back. But yeah, huh, yeah, I'll have to go look at that. I've not seen that. There's no definitive answer for that, Ezzy. Like, if they're not chicken, like if they're straight up stand blocking your jump heavy punch, it's your turn. once it gets into like chicken blocking or trading and all that sort of chicanery, it ranges anywhere from you're still plus to they can actually counter hit punish you. Okay, let's actually watch the VoD. On start, yeah, fair. Get the corner. Do the mix and drop the combo. Yep. And oh yeah, they started fast falling dash up throw, and I wasn't reacting to it. Okay, air thrown for push blocking the air multi-hit. Same side. This is just getting mixed, making the wrong reads. Went for an air throw here. Expected a chicken block. Never came. Not really upset with that. Good blocks. Push blocker out. Get this crazy girl off me. Got caught up backing. Although, I really shouldn't be push blocking the stand heavy kicks. I don't think. Although I'm not 100% certain on that. Snap. How much red health? Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. It's a questionable decision, but I can agree with it. I hit so many. Okay, let's look at my inputs here. Look at how many buttons I press, panicking after I get this. I hit all 4 light and medium buttons. Oh my god. I remember that, and I'm just like, did I really just flub that hard? I probably blocked that groceries. Again, my defense is what I rely on in this game. And I finally timed that incoming for once. I've been mistiming those debts, and the reason I did that is because I was pretty certain the debt into bikes would be enough chip to kill them, even if they didn't get hit. Which is why I went for that. Although they might have had double jump and I might have wasted a meter. I wasn't 100% certain, but it's really hard to react to that with double jump. And I actually don't even know if it's possible. I'd assume it is on block, but it also depends on how high they were when they blocked it, etc. Get thrown. I haven't really teched a single throw this entire... That's one thing my defense just explodes to, is getting thrown. We air throw here. Go into mix, but mess up the mix. I think I messed up over there. Up back, but get hit by the assist. Get out of space, hit the assist. I should not have spent that meter there. And I think I realized that after the fact. Here is where I made the biggest, like, panic flub. And I should have just level 3'd and killed them both. I did not recognize I had the meter that I had. And so I went for the snap hoping I was close enough to the corner. But this was me just not being aware. And it doesn't happen often. But that is something to keep in mind, that I was caught off guard and needed to react better. Because that should have just been the end of the game right there. But never punished. But yeah, I think that was it. Nope, one more. I tried to Suki cancel. So, I'll explain it after this. Because that's the end of it. Suki canceling is jump canceling, but then while you're in pre-jump, you cancel into something else. So, for everyone who says like TK Horus, it's technically a Suki cancel, etc. So Eliza's the biggest example of that. But how you apply it on defense is if you hit anybody with... If you're hitting an assist, or if you're hitting a projectile you can jump cancel off of, and you hold neutral jump, you can cancel into the pre-jump animation and then you can block afterwards. And so that's how you see people punish an assist and keep themselves safe. They hit launcher on the assist, press up, and then hit back before they can get hit. And it's pretty useful for getting the extra damage in on assists. I'm not great at it, so I'm not sure if I just didn't have enough time to actually Suki cancel or if I just Suki canceled wrong. But it's pretty useful, especially in this game. Yep. It's a good thing to start getting used to. But that is that. Yeah, I think that's enough Skies for today. I was contemplating hopping on QM or making a lobby, but I think it's been an hour and 45 minutes, just about. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. I don't know why I'm getting real southern. I say that in an even more southern accent. I think this is the hallmark of me getting tired, so probably really smart for me to call it right here. So again, thank you all for showing up. I know Softie's not watching, but thank you, Softie, for the first to 10. And have a good night, y'all.